2 Spectacular Zip, and then In Square. Second last Obsessed, and Little Lucifer is Stone Motherless last as they turn. And Savant Rouge straightens up more than a length around. Brimstone third, and then wider out Fiddlestick. Then Simra getting up on the inside of Wholehearted Energize, and Montana Sands heads the others. Savant Rouge almost joined by the Rand, Fiddlestick, Brimstone, and then Simric, who can't get clear. Obsessed and Energize are swooping down the outside all over the shop. Energize, and on the inside Simric. Energize doing better, and Energize from a tight finish. The stablemate Obsessed wide out, Simric the inner. Little Lucifer flew, then Brimstone followed by In Square. Savant Rouge and Wakulash, and then Montana Sands followed by the Rand, Wholehearted, Spectacular Zip, Gallic Storm and Fiddlestick at the tail of the field. 4 in a row to Energize.
6 Energize to return 5-10 to even.
40 and 230 in a great finish to the Boral Winter Handicap. Number 6, Energize, has scored from a tight finish. Obsessed is wide out. Number 8 showing at 4.20. And number 14, Simric, over on the inside, ran a very good race at $6.40. So it's a very keenly contested issue for the minor placing, with the outside horse making a big lunge on the line. Whether it's got up for second, the stablemate of the winner, well, time will only tell. Yes, it has. Number 8 is second. So it's a stable Quinella to Crown Lodge and Johnny Hawkes. Number 6, Energize, El Cassidy first. Number 8 second, Obsessed, J Marshall. And third, going to 14, Simric, L Beasley. The winner by Palace Music from Enduring, a chestnut gelding for 12 starts, 8 wins. His last 4 on the trot. J.R. Hawkes, El Cassidy for the Inghams. Obsessed by Star Watch, Misbelieve, chestnut gelding 5, J. Hawkes, J. Marshall. And Simric by Senic from Blooms, bay gelding 4, Bill Mitchell, Len Beasley. And the fourth went to number 9, and that was Little Lucifer. Well, it was back at the tail of the field, coming around the home corner, and literally sprouted wings over the last 100. And had the race been much further, I have little doubt that Little Lucifer would have got the prize. A neck, a short head, and a blanket go. A neck, a short head, 117.47, 35.99 the sectional. The Quinella 29.20, the exacta $46.50, the trifecta 1,431.60, and 28.60 was the course double. A very competitive and exciting race, the Boral Winter Handicap.
Race 6 at Doomben, won just
Tardy to get going. Eastern Harvest and National Law bounce quickly with Berserk and Sterling Emblem. Just behind those, Jagabar from the outside. Eastern Harvest is nice and prominent when they settle. Eastern Harvest going across with Kingston Dream and Unsolved further out. Over on the inside there is Sterling Emblem, inside Berserk and National Law the middle. Further back then came Unsolved trying to get in. Richard Cranium's got it out a little wide. Blue Sun over on the inside, the grey. A length further back, Jagabar. They're followed by Indirage. Le Croupier, Soulier from Frenzy Dancer and Change of Fortune. 2,000 to go. Up the back of the track they go, and the leader Eastern Harvest, 3/4 to Kingston Dream. 2 further back, National Law tucks in on the outside of Berserk over on the fence. 2 lengths to Unsolved. King has got him across to be running 5th on the outside of Sterling Emblem. 2 to Blue Sun over on the inside of Richard Cranium. 1.5 lengths Jagabar on the inside of it, then Le Croupier. 1.5 Indirage, 1/2 Soulier. 2 to Frenzy Dancer, and last of all Change of Fortune. Up the back of the track they go at the 14.50, and the leader Eastern Harvest, 1.5 Kingston Dream. 1 length further back is Berserk, parked on the fence 3rd, 3/4 then to National Law running 4th. A break of 2 lengths to Unsolved on the outside of Sterling Emblem. 1.5 Blue Sun. Richard Cranium outside it. 2 lengths further back in the race, Le Croupier outside of Jagabar. 1.5 lengths Indirage, 1/2 Soulier, 1 to Frenzy Dancer, and Change of Fortune last of all. Up the back of the track they go, and Eastern Harvest about 1/2 in front. On the outside, Kingston Dream. 2 to Berserk and a neck on the outside, then is National Law, and they got away, those 4. At about 3 lengths in front of Unsolved is running up 5th outside Sterling Emblem 6. 1 then to Richard Cranium. Blue Sun on the fence, and 2 further back, Jagabar. There's no change in the order at the moment, although National Law the first one to come out up near the front at the moment. Mid-race, midfield now, Le Croupier with Indirage around Jagabar. Then Frenzy Dancer, Soulier, and Change of Fortune. 600 to go, and the run starting to come. Eastern Harvest just in front now, tackled by National Law, and he's bolted up National Law now to quickly head off Eastern Harvest. Kingston Dream is gone. Unsolved putting himself into the race of the favourites are nice and prominent. Then Richard Cranium from Berserk, and further back in the race then came Indy Raj from Blue Sun. When they turned, National Law straightened up a couple in front. Unsolved is after him when they turned for home. They're followed by Richard Cranium and Berserk. At the 300-metre mark and the leader, National Law, 2 lengths in front of Unsolved on the outside, and Richard Cranium's coming home well. Richard Cranium, Unsolved going up to National Law. Richard Cranium, Unsolved have grabbed National Law with 100 to go. Richard Cranium's got his head in front. He's just in front of Unsolved. They're getting close, but Richard Cranium, Little Dicky wins it ahead. Unsolved second, National Law third. They're followed by Berserk. Further back in the race then came on the outside Indy Raj. Behind them Change of Fortune, Jegabara, a nice little run from Blue Sun. Then Eastern Harvest, followed by Sterling Emblem, Soulier, Kingston Dream, well back Le Croupier and Frenzy Dancer near the tail.
2 Richard Cranium, 11.20 and 3.10. 3 Unsolved, $2. 6 National Law, $2.
On the Super Tab, 2 Richard Cranium, $11.20 and $3.30. Number 3 Unsolved to pay $2, and 6 for third National Law to return $1.90. Moving up at the Gold Coast for the next on the program there. This is the racing service, $3.53 the next at the Greyhounds, $3.56 back to Sydney for the next.
Third posse is Potential Star. Deeper out Magical Path, then Praise Indeed settling back, one off the rails. Cossack Queen the inside from Italian Saint and a length and a half to our Mr. Kinman. Down the straight they travel, and Stony Bay to the judge the first time by about a length and a half. Angelin. Magical Path moving up on the outside, and Potential Star fourth on the fence. Praise Indeed a little over a length away next, and then comes Italian Saint, Cossack Queen and our Mr. Kinman. Racing out of the straight now and going to the crossing near the 1800 metres, and Stony Bay left alone in front leads by 2 lengths on Magical Path. Third is Potential Star, a couple of lengths to Angelin, a length and a half to Praise Indeed. Cossack Queen on the inside of the favourite. Second last is Italian Saint, and just over a length still to our Mr. Kinman. I suppose there's about 10 lengths between first and last, and they race onto the second corner here near the 1450, and Stony Bay untroubled to show the way, about a length and 3/4 on one of its stablemates, Magical Path. Potential Star third, 1400 to go, and then comes Angelin. About 2.5 lengths further back comes on the inside Cossack Queen from Praise Indeed, a neck on the outer. 3 lengths further off is Italian Saint, and still a length and a half to our Mr. Kinman. No change in the order past the halfway at the 1200 metres, and Stony Bay making play. A length and 3/4 Magical Path. Potential Star the inside, Angelin is fourth, being ridden a bit at the moment, and then Cossack Queen, Praise Indeed, followed by Italian Saint, who's travelling about one off the rails at the moment and starting to make a little bit of progress as they work out of the back straight, and our Mr. Kinman last. Well, Dye's been able to rate the race to suit himself on Stony Bay, and as they come down past the 700, Stony Bay's quickening up now. He's about a length and 3/4. He's now 2 lengths in front. Dye's endeavouring to pinch it here. Potential Star going through inside Magical Path, a length to Angelin. Then Praise Indeed, Cossack Queen from our Mr. Kinman, and Italian Saint is last. Around the corner they come in the Winter Cup, and Stony Bay first for home. He's about 2 lengths. Potential Star, Magical Path. Wider out Praise Indeed called upon, and he's going after Stony Bay very quickly. And 2 to our Mr. Kinman. Stony Bay collared by Praise Indeed. Our Mr. Kinman starting to rattle down the outside. Praise Indeed joined by our Mr. Kinman. A race in 2. Our Mr. Kinman put his neck in front of Praise Indeed. Then Stony Bay, Cossack Queen, Italian Saint. Our Mr. Kinman in front. Praise Indeed's coming again. Oh, it's a head-bobbing go between Praise Indeed and our Mr. Kinman. Our Mr. Kinman and Praise Indeed in a real spine tingler. Stony Bay third from Cossack Queen, and then came Angelin, followed by Italian Saint, Potential Star, and tailed off Magical Path. Photo, head bobber.
2 Praise Indeed if it gets it, 2.80, 1.40. 7 our Mr. Kinman, $5, 1.70, and 1 Stony Bay, 1.80.
These very awkward finishes from where we are, with the heads going up and down. The horses were totally out of stride. About 50 to go. Our Mr. Kinman was about a head in front of Praise Indeed. Forrester riding our Mr. Kinman, hands and heels. Praise Indeed kicking back on the inside. Let's have a look at this slow-mo replay as they get close to the line, and the outside horse looks as though he might just get it. Our Mr. Kinman. Our Mr. Kinman in a head-bobbing finish. Looks as though on the freeze has got there, but hasn't in the print. Number 2, Praise Indeed on the inside, has been able to win. wonder where that ground camera is now. It's a bit past the post. Yeah, that's interesting, because normally on the outside shot from the ground camera, if it favours the outside, 9 times out of 10 it will get there, but it didn't on this occasion. Praise indeed. Number 2 has been able to win it, ridden by Larry Cassidy, fighting back 290 and 150. Number 7 second, our Mr. Kidman has paid 170, and number 1 Stony Bay third has returned 180. The Quinella returned $7, an exacta $12.60, and the trifecta $42.90. 6 and 2 Dully double $20.60.
Off and running now. Chow Baby bounced beautifully down on the inside. From the outside, Southlands began fast with Archer Hope showing great speed. With those are Systematic when they settle down, and Gladden is starting to go forward now, followed by Lucky Rule. When they settle down from the outside here, Archer Hope, Systematic are going very hard. 2 lengths in front now from Lucky Rule third. Fourth is Gladden from Love and Glory. Chow Baby posing right up on the inside of Miss Austria. Half further back, Bougainville. 1.5 Marrow Match over on the inside. Then came Steal a Deal. Further back, Conviviality on the outside. There, followed further back in the race there by Tassie Blue Gum, then Recitals, and last of all in the race is Miss Conversation before the turn. Systematic a length in front of Arch of Hope. Gladden third from Love and Glory. The inside, Lucky Rule. Southlands deep around Conviviality for Miss Austria. Chow Baby under pressure back on the fence from Marrow Match, and further back Bougainville and Steal a Deal. When they straighten up for home now on the inside, and Systematic 2.5 Arch of Hope. The outside, Gladden from Lucky Rule. Chow Baby a long way off them. Conviviality under pressure. Love and Glory coming down the middle, finishing well. Systematic getting tired. Love and Glory, and here out wide is Recitals. Recitals swamps them out deep with Love and Glory. Gladden getting a run, and Steal a Deal driving through. Steal a Deal rakes through, and Steal a Deal's got up to win. Beats Love and Glory in a head third. Recitals, and a great finish. Gladden is behind those. Systematic, Chow Baby from Arch of Hope, then came Tassie Blue Gum from Miss Austria, well back Lucky Rule, Southlands, Conviviality, well back Bougainville, followed by Marrow Match, and Miss Conversation in the tail.
Number 5 Steal a Deal, 710, 220, 10 Love and Glory, 440, 6 Recitals, 560.
5 Steal a Deal to pay 640, 220, 10 Love and Glory to pay $3.90, and 6 Recitals to pay $6 off at the Gold Coast.
Made showings.
Go. Not a bad break either, bar Priceless Asset, and Ockleby didn't jump all that brilliantly. Good race for the early lead. On the inside it's Vento, going up very quickly Omar Zam, and travelling third is Kalahari Sands and El Castano and Supergrass Russet Royal. Length and a half further back in the field as they settle fully into stride Mr. Stanamar, followed by Ballata. Santo trying to get on the track. A length Chosen Warrior, then comes Warning Bell, and well back is Sober Comet. 2 lengths to Ockleby and a half to Priceless Asset. Into the back, 1,400 metres to go, and here it's Omar Zam on the inside leading from Santo, but Mr. Stanamar on a lightning rate heads the pair of them. Going up smartly then is Chosen Warrior, trying to get closer to the rails from Russet Royal. A length and a half further back is Kalahari Sands between Warning Bell wide. Vento the inside from El Castano, and then Supergrass followed by Sober Comet. Wonder Ballot a second last Priceless Asset, into the compact field. Ockleby whips them in. Past the 1,000 they go onto the next bend, and here Warning Bell. By gee, there's some action in this. Warning Bell raced up to nose Mr. Stanamar. Chosen Warrior travelling third. Russet Royal wide out fourth. Fifth Omar Zam. Santo's gone back to sixth, and then Kalahari Sands followed by El Castano. On the fences Vento, then Supergrass followed by Sober Comet. Priceless Asset is wide out, and then Ballata, and last of all in a very packed up field Ockleby. As they come down to the corner, 500 to go. We've got another leader on the scene. Mr. Stanamar hits the front. Omar Zam, the grey, is second. Warning Bell is back to third, followed by Russet Royal. Length and a half Santo, and then comes Ballata El Castano. In the straight and down towards the 250, and Omar Zam quickly whizzes to the lead. Vento's run to second. Mr. Stanamar's gone. Supergrass coming after Omar Zam, and then comes Santo. Omar Zam in front, 100 metres to go. He's got a sizable break from Vento, and then Supergrass and Sober Comet, but it's all Omar Zam. Omar Zam from Supergrass and Vento, Sober Comet, and then a break to Santo, followed by Priceless Asset, Russet Royal, El Castano, Kalahari Sands, Warning Bell, Ballata, Ockleby, Chosen Warrior, and Mr. Stanamar was last of all.
Super Tab 6 Omar Zam 15.80, 3.90. Number 7 Supergrass to pay $2. 14 Vento 11.30.
Was Omar Zam. Number 6, ridden by Len Beasley, has paid $14.20 and $3.70. Number 7, second, Supergrass, ridden by C. Carmody, has paid $2.10. And number 14 will be third, Vento, ridden by K. Forrester, $9.40. The winner trained by Brian Guy, having a great run. For W, Mrs. Effie and W.A. Milligan, a Grey Gilding 5, Zamoff, Poetic Bell, Len Beasley beating Supergrass, Belotto, Meadowgrass, Bay Gilding 5, A. Wildman, C. Carmody, Vento, number 14, 4-year-old Chestnut Gilding, Rigoletto, Tiara Wind, R. Quinton, K. Forrester. Those numbers not official as yet. The overall run, 159.86, 159.86, well outside the race record, 35.80 the sectional time. Well, you heard the call. There were umpteen leaders in a field of 14, but a very, very competitive race. Santo, disappointing. Every Hope, seemingly Supergrass, but Omar Zam, much too good. Standing by for all the totes on the last in Sydney. As Rod updates, the next in Brisbane.
OK, just before that, we'll clear some totes. 7th Victoria Park, Adelaide, 748, 7 Chavite, 890.